Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Mark Ross with the sales force of Tectum, and great to have you guys on. It's a pretty small call tonight. I'm wondering if the email got out. Put in the chat if you got the email. Just put in the chat there if you did receive the email. I guess Karma says she got it. So yeah, this is really indicative of the markets, folks. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
This is the smallest call we've had so far that I can remember. But
I've never seen one this small before.
yeah, it's the smallest for sure, but that's okay. We're still here, right? It's kind of like sometimes you go through those moments of ebbs and flows, and right now we are in the ebb. But oh look, a couple people just jump on right when I say that. But
yeah, I've noticed that people seem to come on a little bit later, Mark. If you've noticed, they start rolling in about 4 or 5 minutes into it.
A little bit. But the market, let me do a quick screen share real quick to kind of talk about the market some. Why not? We don't usually do that, but
I
hope you guys can appreciate it. So are you guys picking up the screen with the market on it? Can you see it, Dave?
Yep, I see it.
Okay. So you're looking at the market. Yeah, it can be depressing when you look at this stuff, but I see opportunity. Whenever I see a market like this, I think of get me some cash so I can get in it, because that's when you want to get in. People always think that, well, let's wait until it gets up here and it's doing all this stuff. And that's when it's too late.
Right.
That's when you should have gotten in when it was down here, or maybe it goes down a little more, I've heard some people say that somewhere between 10 and 12,000 is where they think Bitcoin is headed. Who knows? Nobody knows that. You don't know what some catalyst could just come around all of a sudden and we have a bull market. Like that could happen anytime. So don't listen to people who
fireside sale right now. If a TV dropped in value like this and it was on the market, you wouldn't think, oh, TVs are going out of business. You would just go out and buy them.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
This is the time for me, at least, to buy, especially Bitcoin and of course, we believe Tectum, and whatever other cryptos you're looking at, if you believe in them, this market is ripe for the picking.
Yeah. Well, there's bargains everywhere. The truth is there's bargains. I think of it as like this incredibly real opportune time because of all the low price bargains that you're getting. I mean, some of these tokens that out there, the altcoins are just way down, and it's just, you're going to look back in a year or two and go, man, well, look what happened. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, not financial advice. But I really think that now's the timing. And speaking of which, as you guys know, the Tectum token right now during the pre-sale is at $3. And I'm getting a little bit of background noise. If you could just mute out.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. I'm trying to look to where I can mute, but I can't. Weird. Okay. So anyway, so if you look here, it's $3. And I noticed Alex has been really generous lately. He's been offering a really neat special, a way that you can actually get tokens for $2. And if some of you guys have received that offer, you have to buy off a particular link to get that offer. And every one of you guys should have received that offer. Is there anybody out there that has not received the offer for $2 Tectum tokens? Has anybody received that or not received it? Anybody in the chat want to speak up? I'm sharing my screen, so I can't see
Mark,
the chat.
I don't know that it went out to everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, because there is a little special going on.
Right, but if you are, now that you've said something, if anybody's interested in the special, just reach out to us.
Yeah, let us know so you can get that. You'll get access to it, because during a difficult market, which is where we're at, obviously you're going to see a company that's a little more generous during the pre-sale to try to get more tokens sold, and so you're going to get a little bit better price. And that's so I think again, nobody can give you financial advice, I have to say that, but it could be a real opportune time for you to get a discount right now during this pre-sale. You can get them for $2, and that's a really good deal, because that's 33% off right now. And we're being generous right now for obvious reasons. Every coin in the market's being generous right now. The truth is, And so that's kind of how you got to look at it. But
Right.
so let's just talk shop a little bit, right? The truth is, as you know, Tectum is the fastest blockchain on the planet that's not sharding. They really are. There's no other blockchain in the world that isn't sharding that is as fast as Tectum. And we just have such a revolutionary concept with the soft note. As we know, Bitcoin is where everything began. But the truth is, and this is what we really believe, and I've always believed this, but whenever Tectum came around with a soft note, I really understood that Bitcoin ceased to really be a currency. It's labeled a cryptocurrency, but it really ceased to be a currency. Why? Because it's just not practical to go into the supermarket and buy things with Bitcoin. It just isn't. You can't go buy food and, you know, groceries and buy things off the shelf with Bitcoin because of the processing times, because everything is so slow. You can't go to the coffee shop and buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin. It's just simply not practical, right? So that's what you got to realize when it comes to what's so special about what Tectum is doing, because we are now, and for most of you, this will be kind of a reminder, we are bringing out a financial product. They call it a fintech product called the soft note. And what that means is that you can actually back a real currency with a real asset, unlike our fiat currency is today, right? They're not really backed by assets. They're just backed by a particular perceived value that, you know, based on economies, based on speculation, based on things like that. Well, this will always be worth 0.001 Bitcoin, no matter what. Now, Bitcoin could be worth, we don't know what it could be worth from one day to the next, right? But we know that the soft note is backed by that Bitcoin. And if you believe in cryptocurrency and you believe in the future of Bitcoin, it only makes sense to get involved with soft notes, because soft notes will enable Bitcoin to cross the retail boundary. As you can see, when you, I'm going to enlarge this, there's a serial number on the side right here that gives it almost like this certificate of authenticity. It's a note, a letter of credit backed by 0.001 in terms of its denomination of Bitcoin. You see it has its own serial number, its own unique serial number and QR code for authenticity. What this allows us to do is to take any merchant anywhere in the world, okay, can set up a Tectum wallet and a Tectum merchant account and begin to receive Bitcoin from their customers. And their customers will no longer have to pay fees or wait for slow processing times. They're going to be able to go into that merchant and spend Bitcoin as they see fit with the soft note. This is going to make crypto, you know, not just Bitcoin, but the whole crypto market. It's going to enable it to actually cross the retail boundary. Now, since the customers are not paying fees, it actually, now it makes sense to go to the coffee shop and buy a cup of coffee with Bitcoin. It makes sense to go to the grocery store and buy it with Bitcoin. We're making cryptocurrency practical to the masses. And if you want mass adoption, that's what it takes. That's why we believe in this vision. And it's not only with Bitcoin, but it's also with stable coins like USDT. We're already able to do that. We have other coins. I like to mention, some people talk about Ethereum. I still think that the Dogecoin is probably going to be the next big deal as far as an actual currency that people want to use, but that's, you know, people can speculate that. And giving cryptocurrency companies the ability to get into that retail market where it makes sense to the consumer. Because think about it, does it ever make sense to spend money, to pay fees to spend money, right? The merchant's the one who should cover that for you. That's what, like they do with Visa and MasterCard. If you go into the Visa and MasterCard, the merchant is going to cover about 2 or 3% or so on average. We only ask our merchants to cover 1%. And you know what's really neat? This is going to make merchants love us, right? That 1%, but also to appeal to that huge and growing crypto community that loves cryptocurrency. But also the fact that you've got, you know, your customers coming in and also minting and providing liquidity to soft notes. Right now, it only takes one Tectum token to mint 100 soft note bills in Bitcoin and all their denominations. And as you fill them with liquidity, for instance, taking the Bitcoin soft note, If you put the Bitcoin liquidity by sending it to this wallet address, giving it that value, from now on, you've actually put a soft note into circulation, just like any other currency. And while it's in circulation, when it hits that merchant account, you're going to be able to earn 40% of that 1% transaction fee. So in the near future, especially when the bull market returns, you've got the opportunity for people that will want to do this on a mass scale. They're going to want to get behind this. They're going to want to do it. And they could mint hundreds, if not thousands of these soft notes and actually bank a residual income in Bitcoin every time these soft notes are put in circulation anywhere in the world from these Tectum merchants that get set up with us. So that's what's incredible about this opportunity. And then of course you talk about the token. Now we look at, and this is the thing you got to realize about the Tectum token. As it states up here, the hard cap is 10 million. What does that mean? That means that there will never be more than 10 million Tectum tokens in existence. It will never happen. You cannot have more than 10 million Tectum tokens in existence. There will never be the potential of creating them. So you have this limit. You have this finite limit of what you might consider an asset, the Tectum token, which is used for the purpose of minting soft notes so that people can provide liquidity and get our flagship product, the soft note, out into the crypto community, right? Out into the world, giving Bitcoin a real chance to become a currency again, like it was meant to be in the first place, which is what's going to create that mass adoption, right? So you think of that concept, but when you think of the value of the token, well, like any other cryptocurrency token, and again, this is not financial advice, but you can do the numbers. You can actually take a look at it and see what you think it's worth. But when you only have 10 million Tectum tokens, you also got to realize, unlike any other crypto project I've seen in the world, it takes Tectum tokens to actually mint our flagship product, which means there will never actually be 10 million in circulation. But let's just go off the example of 10 million. Okay, I don't know how many will be in circulation in years from now when we're on the exchanges and people are minting and providing a liquidity to soft notes and actually using them at merchant accounts. We don't know how many tokens will be in existence. We just know it'll never be 10 million because it takes tokens to mint soft notes, right? So those go out of circulation and back to Tectum. But let's use the example of just 10 million tokens. Well, we know if we look at the coin market cap, we know that there is a circulating supply, at least estimated circulating supply of Bitcoin of 19,207,475 right there. Okay. And so the way that you figure up the value of a particular token and what it's worth, I like to take, let's just take Tron, for instance, right? Tron is currently worth just under 5 cents a token. Why? Because there's 92.2 plus billion tokens, as I'm highlighting here, in circulation. And there's a market cap, which just means this represents all of the people who hold and have actually purchased the Tron token, right? 4.6 billion plus. So what you do is you take that 4.6 billion plus and you divide it by 92 billion. And that's how you actually get the price of just under 5 cents. That's how you realize the price of a particular token. And I like to use Tron as an example because one of the big things that Tron did was they made the USDT stable token, they made it faster and cheaper. So what they did is they made it so that rather than sending the USDT token on the Ethereum network, which might cost, for instance, $20, I did it just today. Matter of fact, I sent myself about 1,800 USDC tokens today to my Coinbase account. It cost me $20. That's just the way it was. If I could have sent USDT on the Tron network, it would have only cost me $1. That's an incredible value to people. People see that value. So what Tron did is they made the USDT token cheaper and faster. But the thing is, you got to understand, folks, we're not just going to make USDT cheaper and faster, or Bitcoin cheaper and faster, or any other currency out there cheaper and faster. We're going to make it free and instant. Okay, free and instant. So you can try to decide what the value of that would be, right? But I want to give you kind of an example. Since there's only 10 million Tectum tokens in existence, well, okay, let's try to decide. I'm going to kind of open this up and see if anybody can tell me. I'm gonna stop sharing here for a second. So if we had 10 million tokens out in circulation right now, and we had a $1 billion market cap, and it was being speculated on Bitmart and other exchanges right now, what would the Tectum token at that point be worth? What would happen if that were to happen? Can anybody answer that in the chat? 10 million tokens, just a simple $1 billion market cap, not 5 billion, not 10 billion, not 100 billion. I'm just talking about a simple $1 billion market cap. Can anybody answer that? Anybody in the chat? Give me your guess. Okay, Kevin Pate thinks it'd be worth $1,000 a token. Nope, not quite. Remember, this is just 1 billion. $1 billion market cap, which is really not a very large market cap. There you go, Karma got it. It's $100 a token. Okay, that's what it would be worth if that were to happen. Okay, now if we were to go to a $6 billion market cap with all 10 million tokens in circulation, what would it be worth? Anyone? There you go, Kevin, you got it, 600. Okay, so you guys are starting to get the picture of how we figure the value of what a token can be worth if something were to happen. Again, we're not giving you financial advice, but I've just given you a reason why we believe this project has incredible potential. Okay, now is there anybody out there right now that has any questions about this project, about what's going on? Any questions out there right now? Not seeing any in the chat. Anybody?
Yeah, I got one question. Mark.
Yep. Yep.
Just wanted to see if you could agree on, or if you think what your opinion would be on saying that the marketplace for Tectum to be incorporated definitely has like a potential to grow and make new marketplaces amongst itself. Like, say if we were to connect everything to .io and like have like automated things, automated technology.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
I mean, like, well, what would your standpoint or view on that be, like, in the future of when Tectum grows with, you know, all the other technology as it's growing together?
Dave, can you help me there, buddy? Because I'm not quite understanding what he means by that. Like, what do you think?
I got somewhere earlier in a conversation with Jonathan about automation, and I know that's where he's going with it, but we never got to finish the conversation. But he's, and quite honestly, you were calling me, and I had to get off to talk to you, so I didn't get clarity on the automation piece of it. So I didn't totally follow that either.
Karma says you're referring to mass adoption. Are you talking about when things are? What do you mean exactly?
Yeah, mass adoption to where Tectum has a very easy plug and play use case with its merchants.
Yeah.
Having to build its own marketplace.
And you're talking about what is the potential in terms of
he's talking about an ecosystem
in terms of, yeah, right. Tectum's own ecosystem in terms of
how to
generate money for use cases to further like help the planet, help people.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, I think it's a little premature. We probably have to talk more about it. Jonathan, I know you're onto something, but listen, we're going to allow at some point people are going to want to build on our blockchain, right? So it's the fastest blockchain out there. There's going to be a lot of projects that can be developed, and ecosystem automations, things like that could be built onto the blockchain. I think that's kind of what you were getting at.
Yeah, exactly what I was getting at.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, we're just scratching the surface as to what we could do. You imagine, you think about Bitcoin doing between 4 and 7 transactions per second. You know, Ethereum doing what, about 11 to 24 transactions per second. a few of them doing, you know, into the hundreds, a few are into the thousands, but we're at 1.38 million transactions per second. Nobody even comes remotely close to what we're doing. And we are by far the fastest blockchain, and we have patented technology. And so, you know, what we're launching is just the ground floor business model. From there, it could just grow exponentially with you know, things we haven't even thought of yet. I mean,
Yeah.
stuff is going to happen. So the ecosystem absolutely will.
What I think is great about our project too, though, is that we just complement the industry. Like we're not necessarily competing with other blockchains, and not at this point. Our flagship product is complementing the whole crypto world. You know, so
It really does. It really is. I
Yeah.
can't even, Mark, I can't even think of another project out there where the crypto project is complementing the industry. I mean, maybe there
Right.
is. I can't think of one. I mean, we literally can wrap our technology around any other blockchain, making it free and instant. I mean,
Yep.
that's amazing. For, I mean, listen, a rising tide lifts all ships. I mean, we could really help the, you know, all crypto ultimately, but ultimately, but kind of cauterizing the bleeding of the market right now, turning it into that currency as it was meant to be.
Yeah, a lot of you looking back, like if you look at this chart again, we're looking at dates. Okay, so right at the very peak is around November of 2021, right? Here we are, November of 2022. So it's been a year, and for the last year, the market has trended downward, right? But imagine if Tectum had gotten in right around here. Like, let's say we got everybody. Let's say this. Okay, let's just picture this. Let's say that we don't know where we're at, but let's just say right now we're here. And over the next few periods, I mean, what is that date right there? That is like 2020, right? This is right around November of 2020. Okay. So let's say this is where we're at. And let's say we're going to do this. Let's just, who knows what we're going to do, but let's just say the market's going to take off and explode again. You just got to think about, once we get to about here, can you imagine? I mean, the pre-sale will be over. Like we won't have any tokens left. Like it'll just, in my opinion, again, this is not financial advice, but I don't see how anyone wouldn't just be jumping all over our token and it'd be sold out. We would be on the exchange. And if, just remember, when the market is bullish like this and you have a unique product like we have, that's what my point is in saying that I believe the potential is just so huge, you know, and that's why I show the coin market cap and the comparisons and what could happen if particular market caps occur with just 10 million tokens. That tries to help give you a value of what a $3 token is right now. Some people might look back and say, oh, I missed out on the $2 token. Well, you didn't, because we have a special going right now, right? That offers people the ability to buy $2 tokens at this point. But a single digit Tectum token, in my opinion, is, you know, without speculating, could be quite valuable. You know, I'm gonna put it to you that way. Could be quite valuable if certain things happen. You know, and that's what you got to decide. Do you see the vision of this? And if so, you should be bringing people to this call. I mean, you know, we're going to look back on these moments like a lot of projects have. I mean, look at Bitcoin when it was at the beginning. Nobody knew about it. Nobody cared about it. I heard about Bitcoin. I don't know for sure what price the Bitcoin was worth when I first heard about it. I don't remember the price. I remember a time when I was talking about it, it was $300 at that time. And I was like, wow, it's $300. And then when it went to $1,500, I was like, no way, that is crazy. Like it actually went, that's when someone convinced me to finally buy my first Bitcoin, right? And I look back all those days, way, way back then, when nobody cared. You know, right now the market is so down that everybody's walked away from it. You know, that's why this call only has like 10 people on it. That's the reason, because the market is dead right now. It's quiet market, very quiet. Everybody kind of goes back. But the truth is, in markets, that's when opportunity is there. You know, you don't want to, it's like I said earlier, you don't want to wait. Like this is the time. This is low hanging fruit, guys. If you're talking to people about Tectum right now, you know, this is the time. It's not waiting until the market is bullish and then going and telling everybody. It's like a seed, the time to plant. And you just got to make that decision for yourself. I can't give you financial advice and tell you that, but you guys have to make that decision. So is there anybody else? There's somebody that had another question. I thought they asked here. How far out is the Android softnote app? That's what Kevin asked. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that, Kevin. We got to get we'll probably be on the exchange before that happens, but I don't know that either. I honestly don't know. That's up to the team, the Tectum, development team. But that'll be a great day. The Android and iPhone app will come.
Yeah, most of, if you think about the Telegram bot that's been developed, that really is the engine behind the app. So, most of the heavy lifting has been done. We just have the UI UX interface that needs to be fleshed out, and we need to integrate into the point of sale. So, there's a few moving pieces, but we are, in a sense, working on that app as we keep fine tuning and tweaking the bot. So they're all interconnected. So yeah, the idea is I think in first quarter of next year it should be ready.
Peter asked a question: when the project is launched on the exchange, are there team tokens that are going to be locked for a certain period of time? I haven't ever heard that, and I know why you asked that, because you're thinking about there's these massive tokens that can be sold off, but the truth is, if we're in a bull market and people are selling, I'm buying. That's just the way I look at it. So, I mean, if people want to go on there and they want to sell a bunch of Tectum tokens at $5 or $10 or whatever, and it drops like crazy, fine with me, because I'm not going to be selling this token anytime soon. When we hit the exchange, I've got some pretty big goals in my mind of what I'm thinking the value of this token is worth. And so I wouldn't worry about that. This is not some rug pull project that's just going to sell where the team just dumps on you and runs off, and that's just not going to happen.
Right. A lot of these projects, they people have the exit strategy from the beginning. They're just in and out. There's
in and out.
A limit.
Don't care about the project.
Right. This is designed to really become a new monetary system, I believe.
Yeah, it's long. This is a very, very long-term venture, not some quick in and out, market play. So I wouldn't worry about that at all, Peter. Everett asked, what's the story with this restaurant that is now accepting soft notes? You know what? That was news to me whenever I saw that. It said the very first restaurant. Did you see that, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Do you know much about that?
No, because we don't have an ecosystem developed yet. So, technically, I guess if somebody had a wallet, at a restaurant, that somebody could come into that restaurant and pay with their soft note, why not?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not a perfect world yet, ideal to kind of bring in mass adoption to merchants. So we're not sitting there telling our existing merchants signed up, hey, just grab your wallet and accept money this way, because how are you going to manage your business? You kind of want it to be integrated with your point of sale, so you can track deals. You don't have your employees that are taking wallets and pocketing the money and things. I mean, there could be theft and stuff. So it's not a perfect world that way, but for a small mom and pop operation, yeah, why not?
Yep.
So that's my understanding.
We appreciate that. Peter says he's ready to load up on some more tokens. So we're going to get an email out to him. I asked him to send me his email address. I'll hook you up.
There you go.
Anybody else have a question or anything? Anyone?
Could I add another thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, just leading back to the use case, I think we can all agree 1 million transactions a second is pretty impressive. But get it all down on the raw side of it, that's a lot of data being moved. There can be a lot of things done. with that much data being moved at one time. Real
Oh, yeah,
time,
for sure.
real time things. Like,
Yeah, definitely takes away a lot of the limitations, doesn't it?
and then opens up doors for the new ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting how deep this can get. Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan. I'm part of the Tectum team project. I'm also on the board, but I just kind of do my thing on the outskirts. I don't have an official title yet, but
Hey, we always glad to have you.
yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks.
You bet. You bet.
Yeah, bro.
You guys are doing great.
Thank you. So anybody else have any questions or anything that they want to bring up? Any topics they want to discuss? There was, that list you sent me, Dave, I can't find it. Of what Russell had sent over to you.
Actually,
I thought I might-
that was Albert.
Okay,
But
Albert sent it
they
to you. Okay.
just, yeah, some of these were something that was written in here was saying that we're third generation. I believe, that we're really third to fourth generation, quite frankly. But yeah, they were just some things we could go over on this call if you wanted to, but I think a lot of these were more rebuttals to questions that we might get. Here's something. Let me read this a second here. Each week focus on the minting, how, why, return, opportunity, responsibility to find liquidity providers themselves, sign up merchants, top 3 objections. Well, that's more of putting our people to work as salespeople. Which look, if we do have a small group that is pretty loyal to our AMA calls. They're coming on. If as an early adopter, if you really believe in this project and you're showing up on these calls, why not get engaged? Why not, send out your referral links to your, friends, people that now's the time to grow your business. If this thing's getting into the minting and liquidity side of it, and look, if you've got potential prospects that you think would be interested in our project, bring them to Mark and I. We'd love to talk to them. We can get them on a conference call and explain our project, and you'll get all the credit for it. But we're here to help you guys. 7 days a week. Just reach out to us through Telegram.
Yeah, one thing that I do remember in the notes, and Peter just brought it up, is that he suggests that we not launch on the exchanges until the market's ready for us, and he's right. I mean, there's really no reason to try to launch in a down market, and we have no intentions of doing that. That would be really counterproductive and pointless to just bring us out onto an exchange like right now. There's just no reason for it. So we're on the same page there, Peter. Don't worry.
Look, there's a few things happening simultaneously, right? You've got Jonathan. I think we can hear you there. If you can mute out there, buddy. Yeah. So unfortunately, a few things have happened simultaneously, right? The election. Can you guys, if you're not talking, just mute out? Appreciate it. The interesting is, so one of the smallest calls we've had get more interference. But between the implosion of FTX and the elections and kind of the aftermath of the election that's affecting crypto, I believe that we're going to start to see a little bit of a stabilizing. I know, Mark, you mentioned that some people predict it's going to go down to 10,000. I don't think so. I think that we've just about seen the bottom of this. Maybe it could drop another 1,000 or so. This is my own feeling, just based on certain things I'm reading and looking at. But I don't think we're going to see the bull market anytime really soon, and we want to see that bull market for at least a couple of weeks before we step into the marketplace. So, trying to get this thing onto the exchange by the end of the year is getting tougher and tougher for us, because we do, just like Peter said, it's not the time to, we're not desperate. We waited this long. The project started in 2017, and even though pretty much all our ducks are in a row, we're in the driver's seat. We're able to kind of sit by and watch for that right time to launch. And I don't think anybody who's excited about this project and wants it to do well would want us to launch it in a downward market. It just doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're getting close. I do think that we're only maybe a couple of months away for that to happen. That's my guess. I'd say within the next couple of months, we're going to start to see an upturn in the marketplace. So I have my reasoning. I won't get into the politics behind it, but that's kind of what drives some of my belief on the turnaround in the market. Why it's down and why it will go back up within a couple of months.
Who knows?
What do you think? What do you think, Mark?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think that it could take a lot longer than that. But again, it's silly to speculate, because the truth is nobody really knows. I mean, there's a lot of good reason to think what you think, but I don't see it as 2 months, but I mean, we could see, here's what we could see. This is what I believe we'll see. Just my opinion, not financial advice, but I do believe we'll see a rally. I think we'll see a rally before the end of the year, right before the holidays and everything. And then I think after that, I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's probably more likely to go down more, but I think we could see a good rally. As far as a bull market returning, I just don't know. If I said it would take a long time, and I could be just as wrong as if I thought it was going to take 2 months. I just don't know.
Interesting. I was thinking about a rally before the holidays, also right before.
Yeah, it will happen. I think but it's going to happen for different reasons than what you're thinking. I think yours is more political. Mine is more of a market.
Well, the bull market is political. The rally, I don't necessarily look at a rally as a bull market.
Yeah.
Well,
like I said, you just don't know.
Yeah, we don't. But we are watching closely, and we're working with third-party experts that have done this many times.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the good thing is this: it doesn't matter whether it happens now or a year from now. We're all here. We're all still going to be here in a year, hopefully, right? And
you know what,
happen
Mark?
When they happen, you can't control it. You can't control.
I will say this. It ain't going to be a year. Even if the market doesn't turn around in that time, we're at some point we're going to list, because if you think about it, turning crypto into a currency, we would be the only thing out there that would just save the industry.
Yeah,
I believe. Everybody that's sitting there on they're holding their currency because they don't want to sell it, because it's down so much, and they're just going to wait for it to come back, and they're just sitting there. And now we say, hey, we've got to wait for you to go to the stores and start buying things. That's going to get a lot of buzz going, a lot of excitement. And I think it'll bring new blood back into the market. So I just don't see how in any situation we would ever be. I don't care if the market doesn't bounce back or not. It's not going to be a year.
Yeah, and hopefully not. We all want it to happen tomorrow, but it's out of our hands. It's completely out of our control. And so the truth is, it'd be worth it whenever it happens. If it took 2 years and then it happened, it'd be worth it. It's always whatever. It's going to be worth the wait.
I'm just saying that when we launch is not out of our control. The
right.
The bull market is out of our control, but just the fact that we're not going to wait a year regardless as to what the market does. I just want everybody to know that. Even if the market stays down, we'll still launch at some point. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to sit there and just keep waiting and waiting, and a year goes by, you know, and we haven't launched.
Yeah. Anybody else want to
You
talk
follow
about
me?
anything? Yeah, I do. I got you.
Cool.
Anyone? Well, I think that's it for tonight.
Like,
That's,
working.
what was that?
Okay,
I
no,
think-
no, I thought he was trying to probably say something. Sounded like he was trying to get something out, and his mic wasn't working. But he probably just sounded like another
Yeah.
something back.
All right, guys, we will see you on the next Monday night Zoom. Bring a friend, bring some people with you, and we'll keep talking shop. We're still here for you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Have a good week, everybody.
See y'all.
See you.